This is a case that sits in more than 15 banker boxes, 23 years later unsolved, and all it needs is one small coward holding onto the knowledge to come forward finally. To let this family have closure. On June 5, 2000, a burnt and abandoned 1987 maroon-colored Lincoln is found in the secluded woods of Lanark Highlands, Ontario, northwest of Perth. The car was so badly burnt it took a special unit to come in and search for a VIN number. The mystery thickened when they found out a 30-year-old father of two was the last person driving the car and also missing. Let's shed light on this strange disappearance. In Cornwall, Ontario, 30-year-old Troy Edgell, an owner of a chipwagon by Ottawa University and most importantly a father of two, was last seen June 4 between 4 and 5 p.m. dropping off his 6-year-old daughter at her grandmother's house, after celebrating his 10-year-old son's birthday and weekend visitation with them both. That was the last time anybody seen him. It was on June 20 he was reported missing by family to the Cornwall Community Police. The father talked to his children daily, and it's just a hunch, but it most likely raised the ultimate alarm when he didn't show up for visitation. The investigation quickly took police to a cabin in Chelsea, Quebec where Troy lived, and found his beloved dog outside almost starved to death but no sign of the father. They found that he had borrowed a 1987 Lincoln from his friend, the same car found burned out in the rugged landscape of Lanark Highland roughly 2 hours and 20 minutes, or 206 kilometers from Cornwall. There were no remains at the scene in or around the car and no evidence of Troy being behind the wheel or not of the car before it was burnt. Police knew Troy and his acquaintances. Troy had been fined with possession back in 1998 for $100. Right off the bat in the investigation, his acquaintances were reluctant to talk to police.
Investigators primarily focused on these acquaintances in the drug trade, hoping that if these particular characters needed a get-out-of-jail-free card they would divulge information about Troy. Nothing of the sort came, however. Police would find out Troy was to visit a friend that night who lived in Smith Falls, Ontario, but never made it. All they had was his possible routes. From the outside looking in, it's unclear if Troy went home to Chelsea to let the dog out before venturing to Smith Falls. At any rate, someone definitely had a plan for Troy that night. He could have left from the eastern Ontario city of Cornwall to Smith Falls. Any of these small towns could have small details about seeing the maroon-colored Lincoln in 2000. And it's time for those that know or suspect they know what happened to Troy Edgell to come forward. And you can absolutely anonymously, at Lanark County Crime Stoppers, toll-free, 1-800-222-TIPS, 8477, or submit a tip online. Troy Edgell is described as age, 30 years,
Moon,
white, 66 inches tall, blue eyes. Nicknames or alias: Patrick Croon, Frank Rizzo, Alfred Troy Edgell. His distinguishing marks: according to news article, he has a panther on his left arm and a birthmark below his left ear. This 23-year-old mystery needs to be solved. Thank you for watching Moonlight Investigation Channel.